Welcome to a new video. My name is Luis Castillo. I work with student engagement and career development at the University of Arizona. Today, I'm going to talk about how the University of Arizona helps students and parents to maximize their investment in the Wildcat Journey and how we help students to realize the value of a U of A education. I'm going to be covering some of the essential things to consider. So I'm going to share my screen and show you some of those resources. The first thing we want to do is we go to our website, which is career.arizona.edu. And from here, I want to talk about Handshake. Handshake is the number one way college students find jobs, internships, connections with employers, and career events, and just career information, career resources that is provided for them. The University of Arizona is a Handshake school. And at the U of A, for students to use Handshake, they can log in with their net ID. So for students to find Handshake, what they can do, again, they go to our website, which is career.arizona.edu. From there, they're going to see access to Handshake throughout our page. For example, at the top, they can visit Handshake. And from there, they're going to be prompted to log in with their net ID. Once they're logged in, this is what the students are going to be able to see. They can find jobs, they can find career events, they can find employers and connect with them. And everything is here for them. So the first thing we want students to do is to activate their Handshake account and to complete their profile. So after they log in with their net ID, they can follow the steps to complete their profile. They're able to click right here, for example, and fill in the blanks. This is important because students are able to get personalized connections and recommendations from the system. But at the same time, one of the initial needs that they may have is to find jobs on campus, part-time jobs on campus. How can they do that? So they log in with their net ID, they click on jobs, and they're able to search right there. They can click on part-time, for example, on campus, and hit the all filters if they want to select other ones, and they can just show results. At the moment, we can see some options, but those options are selected, and we can see, for example, this one looks really nice, marketing assistant videographer, and they can just from here select the ones that they like. So this is a great resource that Wildcats get and benefit for being at the University of Arizona. And again, it's free for them. They log in with their net ID, and we encourage or we work with university administrators and departments and everybody to maximize the use of Handshake for them to post internships and jobs. And this is the number one recommendation we have for parents to help us connect with students and encourage them to use their Handshake account on a regular basis. So this is Handshake. So as a final thought about Handshake is our department, student engagement and career development, we are the administrators of Handshake. So if your Wildcats need help with their account, if they need help to navigate the system, they can come to us and we can help them. But ultimately, we are the resource on campus that provides access to Handshake. And again, thank you in advance for helping us connect with your Wildcats and ask them about Handshake if they have activated their account and if they have completed their profile. As a continuation of this conversation, in general, I want to talk about our department. So to maximize the Wildcat Journey, to maximize the investment, the University of Arizona pays very close attention to career services, to student engagement. How do we do that? Well, everything's combined right here for Wildcats. We go to career.arizona.edu. The career development side of things, this is where we help students with like finding jobs, preparing for internships, finding internships. We also help students with other services like resume review services and to find paid internships. Some of the more, I would say, known or initially known concepts or things that you can think of when it comes to career development, that's what we do. That's our role on campus. And we're always encouraging students to try to maximize these resources to engage with us as early as possible. We are recommending all students to consider internships as early as possible because when we analyze career outcomes, when it comes to initial salaries and jobs and connections, we know that internships play a big role. So we're trying to work with you and students to find more internships, and there can be paid internships that don't have to be unpaid internships or underpaid. And that's a big thing. A big part of this operation under career development is to help students to find internships, to find jobs, and to help them prepare with the resumes and career materials. So on the side of career development, those will be the big ones that I want to accentuate. When you go to our website under students and alumni, you can actually see that we have decided to organize information for your Wildcats in those areas. So if they want to learn about internships, right there. If they want to know about job search, right there, or interviewing, we do have those concepts right here. And we also provide support with self and career exploration. Of course, that's a very important one as well. And I'll talk later a little bit more about experiential learning, which is something big that we do as well. But career development is an essential component of the Wildcat journey. And with your help, we are hoping that you can connect with your Wildcats and invite them to approach us as early as possible in their career, in their Wildcat journey, because they're not alone. And of course, you have decided to invest in an excellent education, which is the U of A education, the Wildcat journey, but a degree at the University of Arizona. It's part of the experience. The education is part of the experience. It's part of the college experience to also include the preparation. We play a big role in that. And with your help, we can help your Wildcats prepare for the future. So it's essential that students can connect and make room for these services. The other part of the operation that I want to talk about briefly, as I mentioned, we are student engagement and career development. I just talked about career development, the side of things, but on the student engagement side of things, perhaps these are areas that are not necessarily initially well understood. And I want to spend a little bit of time explaining to you what this does and what options, we offer for that. So part of the Wildcat journey entails maximizing the experience by including meaningful and impactful experiences that help your Wildcats to get to learn with hands-on learning. What that means is that we have some programming that it's all about experiential learning. And the reason why this is important is because we know through our relationships with employers and all of the work we do in general as part of this department, we know that employers are looking for students who, of course, not only have the degree and the education and the preparation, but also the skills to be successful and to eventually be leaders and connect with others and deal with conflict resolution, and to have those skills that are important for life. There are just so many skills that we consider them transferable skills, and we teach and facilitate all of that here. So that's another huge benefit of studying at the University of Arizona, is that your Wildcats are exposed to these opportunities. And in this segment, I'm going to tell you the ones that we facilitate, but it's all about experiential learning. One of the initial programs that I want to talk about when it comes to student engagement and leadership, which is a transferable skill, we are the administrators, or we house the Blue Ship Leadership Experience Program. How do you find information about that? So again, you go to our website and you're going to go to students and alumni. You can click on Blue Ship Leadership Experience. This is a page where we house all of the information about this program. But in general, what I want to tell you about it is that the whole purpose of this program is to help your Wildcats to become leaders who are able to connect, grow, and excel. And we have a lot of information here that allows you to better understand. But the Blue Ship Leadership Program, again, the intention is to create students who have a very robust preparation with skills that we know are important to employers: leadership, communication, collaboration, conflict resolution, problem solving. All those skills are packaged in this program. So we have some great information here and ways to make a difference through Blue Ship Leadership. So finding support, building in-demand skills, learning through service, preparing as a professional, in addition to a description of kind of the separation of the, for example, first year experience, the fall semester versus the spring semester. And we are in the process of updating all of the materials or the visual presentation so that it's presented in a new way and that hopefully can be absorbed in a better way by students and everybody. But the lookbook is a great way to get some initial thoughts on the Blue Chip program. So if we go back to our main website and we hover here again and we click on experiential learning, this is another excellent example of our investment in helping Wildcats to graduate with experience that is resume worthy, that they can talk about, that is meaningful, that is important for employers. How do we do that? We facilitate a lot of experiences. For example, our summer internship stipends. It's a great program that allows students to get hands-on learning, to do an internship. And it's built around the concept of design thinking, where the students do an internship and they are learning by doing. It's a hands-on experience where they get to apply the principles of design thinking, and they help a company or an organization to solve a problem. So they are getting paid to do an internship, but at the same time, they're getting skills that, again, we know matter and are resume worthy, and that they can utilize for their future, to get a job or to go to grad school, or for, potentially even be applicable in personal life. If you're learning how to solve problems, that's what design thinking is all about. And your Wildcats have access to that here at the University of Arizona. And this is a great page that just kind of gives you different, I would say, offerings or resources that students can examine. So if we click on design thinking right here, for example, so this is a big part of our way of working, the application of design thinking as a principle for experiential learning, for students to learn by doing. So with our design thinking, I would say, a resource, students can connect, create, and solve real problems. And you can see some explanation here. And, in terms of how it works, students, empathize with problems, they can define and create ideas, and they can prototype, and we test. And we know that this is a very meaningful experience for students because it's a way of transforming the college experience to help students to have experiences where they can learn by doing, by solving a problem. So this is all accessible. So I invite you to go to this page and learn about what it is and what it does. And we can also see the information here from my colleague, Eli Burke, who is the manager for design projects, and a presentation there by him to learn more about what it is. So again, we're talking about student engagement, the engagement side of things, or part of our operation. We talked about Blue Chip, and I'm talking a little bit about experiential learning. Blue Chip, in the end, provides a lot of that experiential learning package as a whole program. But again, design thinking is another thing to consider. And there are other things, within student engagement that are important to consider. For example, we also facilitate undergraduate research. We do that at the University of Arizona as well, and our department plays a big role in facilitating those experiences. But if you want to learn more about how the University of Arizona facilitates undergraduate research, I invite you to go to UArizona.edu, and this is a great way to get introduced to how we do this on campus at the U of A. You can hover here and they're getting started, and some of the initial, I would say, frequently asked questions and maximizing your experience, and there's just great information. But the main point here is that undergraduate research is definitely part of the student engagement side of things, because it's, again, more opportunities for hands-on learning experience that students learn by doing. There's different ways to engage in undergraduate research. For example, they can take a class known as credit-based undergraduate research experiences, and students can find these courses here. In addition to when they're ready to register, they do that in the schedule of classes. And it's just an amazing resource that we're hoping more and more students do. Undergraduate research is for everybody. It's not just for students in STEM and science, technology, engineering, or math. All the students can participate in undergraduate research. But again, the value is you're learning by doing. You're learning how to do research, and it's experience that Wildcats can refer to. They can talk about it for their job interviews, for their medical school applications, for their law school applications, for a job, for anything. It's all meant to empower students to get the skills that are valuable in the real world. So we're talking about experiential learning. That's part of the Wildcat Journey. It's part of the package. And we invite you to talk to your students or ask us if you want to learn more about this concept of experiential learning. So thanks so much for watching so far. I know it's a long video, but it's meant to provide value and reminders. So the next thing I want to talk about is functional skill development. In the previous section, we talked a little bit about experiential learning. These are skills that can be taken to any job. As I mentioned, communication, collaboration, conflict resolution, working in teams. These are applicable in any industry or in personal life. But something else that we do at the U of A is functional skill development. We help your Wildcats to obtain specific skills that might be applicable to specific industries. For example, if they're interested in like making videos with Adobe, we have courses for that. We facilitate that. So I invite you to learn more about that. When you go to our website, you can actually go to this section right here, students and alumni, and click on functional skill development. This is something else that we incorporate as part of the Wildcat package because these are important. Just imagine all of the wealth of resources and certificates that your Wildcats can obtain. For example, we work with Meta, with Google and IBM. We have amazing certificates that are readily available. It's right there. They're free. It's part of the Wildcat package. And we facilitate that for students. Now, these are not all of the functional skill opportunities that are part of the Wildcat journey in the students' majors or departments or colleges. Their faculty or the programs may have additional ones that they focus on, but these are some that we emphasize and that you can learn more about through our website. So it's just an amazing list of resources that, again, they're all meant to empower your Wildcats to have strong and solid backgrounds in various fields, are helping them to obtain, as I mentioned, not just transferable skills, but functional skills. So it's just an amazing combination of skills that your Wildcats can obtain by being at the University of Arizona. As I mentioned, obviously we're always going to acknowledge that the Wildcats are going to obtain an excellent education regardless of the college or department that they go to, and they're going to get an amazing degree. But the Wildcat Journey also gives them an opportunity to obtain all of these skills. Knowing all of this information can be intimidating, or it can be too much, or it can be just overwhelming. For you as parents or for the students, for anybody, it can be overwhelming. So what we invite students to do is to start with LifeLab. If they click right here, LifeLab is the place or is the service within our department that allows students to go from here to career. They can get on-demand support with their goals, no matter their starting point. But the main idea of LifeLab is that, or the way I like to present it is, if everything that we have to offer and talk about, and if all of that is overwhelming and students would much rather go to a place and just get started with knowing more about us, this is an excellent thing to do. LifeLab is on campus, is located at Bear Down Gym in room 264. Their typical schedule is right here, Monday through Fridays from 12 to 5. And no appointment is needed. Students can just drop in at any time when they are open and they can get support. And this is amazing because at LifeLab, students can chat one-on-one with a LifeLab guide, to uncover their questions and goals. They can explore different resources and programs that can get them closer to where they want to be. They can also commit to a next step and find out how to make it happen. And they can build career momentum one step at a time. It's an amazing resource that we recommend you telling your Wildcats about in case they don't even have a formulated question. Maybe they don't know what they want to do. Maybe they don't know what they want to do with their major. Maybe they don't know how to find an internship. Maybe they want to get connected with an employer. Maybe they want to they're trying to figure it out. LifeLab is a great place to get started, to just find a safe place where they can find the next step. So please help us to talk to your Wildcats about this resource, because we created it for them in acknowledgement that we need to make it simple and easy. And that's what LifeLab intends to do. And you can see a little video there if you go to our website to understand a little bit more. But I wanted to make sure that I talked about LifeLab. And if your Wildcats need help, for example, to also set up their Handshake account, LifeLab can help. I wanted to close by saying that at the University of Arizona, now more than ever, we're wanting to go in a new direction where we emphasize this as part of the Wildcat journey. It's there, and your Wildcats will not be alone. We'll be with them every step of the way. The college experience is changing and it's evolving. And at the University of Arizona, we are wanting to make sure that when you invest in a U of A degree, that the value is realized. And I hope that you found value in this video. If you have any questions, I'll put my email in the description or right here. And thank you so much for watching, and see you on the next one. Thank you.